Hey folks, welcome back to the Corvette Experience. First off, we want to say thank you every time you tune in about 20 minutes with us to check in on the Corvette Experience. We really do appreciate that, and we're glad to have you with us and come with us on this journey. That said, today we're going to get back out. The weather's going to start changing drastically, and we're going to head back to the barn and finish out the exhaust. I'll finally get an opportunity to give you a good understanding of how I put the exhaust in and some final tweaks that have to happen to it. So at this time, back in the car, out to the lift, and we're going to enjoy this day. So we recently installed the N11 exhaust, and that was everything from the exhaust manifolds back to the mufflers. It's sounding great. There is some rattling going on, and we're going to throw it up on the lift and figure out how to secure it. I've got to seal the two parts that I'll show you. It's basically the attachment from the exhaust manifold to the straight pipe, the long extension of the exhaust that goes all the way back to the mufflers, and then need to kind of align them a bit better so that the tips can fit. I've got all those parts as well. So there's some bits to put on and some finalizing of the exhaust system to get to. Hopefully we can do that today. So we're finally back out on the streets with the car. The harmonic balancer has been put in, and it was not an easy job, but it was a fun job. Hopefully everybody that watches and has watched and liked those postings have a good sense of what to do to get the harmonic balancer back on. If you in fact have a crank that wasn't drilled from the 60s with a small block Chevy or any car, I particularly know about the small block Chevy series 327s. To get those drilled out. But now that we're back on the road, and we always try not to ramble because that happens a lot on these videos, we're going to head out to the barn, finish putting the bits and aligning the N11 exhaust, as well as put the tips onto it because the alignment won't allow for one of the sides to get on. And I think we'll then have the final understanding of what this car should sound like. I think the GoPro probably just caught that C8 convertible. White, looked like a pretty decent spec. We were watching Speed Phenom last night, and he's taking delivery of the first museum delivery Z06. What a nice spec, red, black interior, yellow accents to the interior, yellow calipers on the brakes, Z07 full aero, and everybody's friend over at NCRS, or not NCRS, sorry, the Corvette Museum, Stacy, did an amazing job. What a cool dude. Check out that video. We'll put a link to it. It made me, as a dad, it made me really want to see my son be there getting his first C06. Who knows if that will ever happen, but it's good to see somebody live out that dream. Vicariously is not a bad way to live when it comes to cars, and YouTube allows us to do that. So that was a good vicarious moment for the Corvette experience. Alright folks, made it back to the lift, and we're gonna get the car up and we're gonna go underneath it and we're gonna check out the exhaust, hopefully quickly get some tuning done to it, and then get out of here. Okay, here we are. We've got the new N11 exhaust on. For the most part, they came together pretty well. There seems to be a few parts of rubbing here. I hear that every once in a while. Here, the bracket. I need to put a special bracket on here. And it comes together somehow. I gotta figure all this whole thing out. It may not go on today. But we start from the exhaust manifold for this piece, this extension. It comes together here. I need to put sealant here, and this is where it needs a little bit more push in for it to fit better at that end. And so we're gonna loosen these up. Gonna loosen up these brackets here. Get a little bit more twisting on them so that we have the alignment here. This one hasn't aligned all that well, so we can get the tips on, and then we'll go from there. Let's get to work. All right, so I've just loosened up these brackets here. This one is off now, and I can expose the union between the front and the back here. I'm gonna come back here now. This one's almost off. We're gonna take these out, let it hang, and then do the adjustment on it. All right, here's the exhaust hanger, and we're gonna be able to get this installed. So it is a rare piece. It goes around here and connects onto these bolts, and then it clamps in place as well. So we're about to get that installed. Not gonna take tons of video on it, but you'll see the final installation. Basically just have to take out or loosen these bolts. We'll keep those in place so the carrier doesn't rock, and we're ready to go. Okay, we got the hanger in place, and folks, it's gonna fight you the whole way. We've got just a small area to get in, 7/16. Actually, it is a, let's see. All right, folks, it's gonna fight you the whole way, but we finally got the bracket in place. Just gotta do some tightening on it. We have a 9/16 bolt, and that's gonna fight you for access to get on it, but once you get things moving around, this rubber piece here helps you kind of align it because it's not exactly formed. A lot of things kind of variable here, but yeah, you can see a lot of oil here. I've got some transmission stuff to do, and I'll get to it, but for now, we're just gonna tighten these. Let's get it back apart. Just gonna tighten these and get on our way. So before we tighten up this, we're gonna then adjust these so I can get on the exhaust tips, shields, and clamps, and then we'll tighten everything down. It's coming along. All right, so the problem with these is that the thinner ones are the correct ones. The thinner exhaust tips are correct, and the thicker ones are not. The thicker one, by contrast, is this one that has a part number on it, and these shields just won't fit over it. So a lot of information out on the forum and discussion boards, NCRS or whatnot. Mine, what I came with, it was actually welded on at some point. We're gonna have to just deal with that. But as you can see, the heat shield fits a lot nicer. And now we just gotta get this in place and clamp it down. Same is true for the other side. Okay, here we go. We have the N11 exhaust now fully installed. We have, from the exhaust manifolds, we've added the heat shields, the notorious exhaust hanger. Coming back here, we have tips, correct clamps and heat shields on both sides. And now it's aligned a lot better. So now we have N11 exhaust and we are ready to go. We're gonna lower and get on the road. We're done. Okay, we are done. We're headed home. Yes, that is a Ford Fairlane in that garage. We'll check that out at some point. We're off the lift. We're ready to go. Here's the sound of the new exhaust. No cold start at this point. You just got to head out. Oh yeah. Sounds great. So, exhaust is on with all the bits to go with it, which is heat shields in the front, a heat shield attached to the tips by the muffler, and then the exhaust hanger all in place. I've never had the car in that put together that well, so we're going to have to enjoy what that is as we enjoy going through the covered bridge. What a day.